This is real. This is not a game. This is life. And I'm trying to get you to get your antennas up. A lot of people don't believe in this stuff. But those of us who know what's up know that this stuff is not a joke and it's real. And that is spiritual bullying and monitoring. Okay, spiritual bullying, monitoring, and evil eye are all like brothers and sisters. They all hang out and they all roll together. Have you ever had a specific person where every time you tell this person something good or a particular, or it could be in a particular area of your life, whether it's like relationships or whether it's like, business wise, like your progress or something like that, or health wise, anytime you come with good news or something good that is about to materialize and you tell this person and then it collapses. Yeah, that's their doing. It's called spiritual bullying, is when someone secretly has hate towards you and you're not aware of that, though. You have no idea, because they appear as an angel of light. They appear like they like you. They appear like they love you. So then if that's the case, why is it that every time you tell this person something or every time you bring them around, something goes wrong? There are so many things that I wish I could tell you guys. I can't, but there are so many things that I wish I could tell you guys about how deep and how sadistic this stuff gets. Spiritual bullying, in other words, is when somebody is manipulating outcomes to not come out in your favor. When people are manipulating things to not work out for you because they don't want you to have it. They feel like you don't deserve it. But you're not going to know that they feel that way because you're not going to know what they're doing. It's spiritual manipulation. You can't see it. God has to expose it to you, what they're doing. This stuff gets very dangerous. If you are a man who has talent and ambition, if you are a woman who has beauty and ambition, if you have brains, if you're talented, meaning you can sing, you can dance, you're creative, you're smart, you're intelligent, you're a go-getter, you love to study, it doesn't matter. It'll hit anyone. Because all it takes is an envious soul to look at you and feel like I can't touch her physically. I can't touch him. Like I can't go over there and put my hands on them, even though that's truly what I want to do to them because I don't like them. But I can bother them spiritually. I can throw rocks in their path. I can be the reason why they lost that job and they don't even know. I can be the reason why they broke their arm and they couldn't travel to France because I was jealous that I can't go to France, but I'm not going to let her go to France with her man because I'm jealous. So I'm going to just cause an injury. And the same person that causes the injury is going to come to her home and help her shower, knowing that they caused that injury. That's how dark spiritual bullying is. And that's why you have to pray and ask God to reveal people to you. Ask God to expose people to you. Ask God to show you who people really are so that you don't have a bully, a spiritual bully lurking around your life. So I've had people try to do this to me, friends, family, and I always knew because I saw it. Now, let me dive a little bit deeper. The way that my brain works, I have to look at things from all angles. It's very weird. I don't know if it's a trauma response, but my brain is wired in a way where I always throw a switch of scenario in there because you don't know, you know what I mean? So you got to look at things from all angles. So I was working with someone and things were getting weird. Like I would send things, they would say they didn't get them. I would do things, they would say it wasn't done. I would put something in a particular area and then they would move it and claim that I didn't put it in the right area. Until I had a dream one night and God showed me that that person was a freaking alligator. A huge one too. And I called my brother and I'm like, why would I have a dream of a huge alligator? And then when the alligator got out of the water or the pool, it had this person's clothing on. Like this person was the alligator. This person literally told me, hey, can you please give me a towel so I can dry off? And this is the way people try to cloak themselves, not understanding that spiritual people, you cannot hide from us. You can't cloak yourself. We will see you. We will see you. Right? This person was always making it seem like I was doing something wrong, but the whole time they were spiritually bullying me. Meaning, I felt like they were binding things. Meaning, stopping people from showing up, stopping certain people from coming, stopping this, stopping that, but spiritually causing ruckus, causing disruption, and they didn't know that I had a feeling already that they were diverting things. My spirit told me this person is getting satisfaction from manipulating outcomes to make you look stupid. And this is how jealous people operate. When you're a very smart person and they're envious of your intelligence and they're jealous because they're as dumb as a rock, they will do things to make you look like you are not doing what you say you're doing, or you don't know what you're doing, or you're doing it incorrectly. Then I had that alligator dream. I said, okay, God. So basically, you're showing me that this person is a demonic alligator, a demonic animal, basically. Because there's nothing cute about alligators. There's nothing cute about alligators. So this person was trying to hide from me, meaning the way that they were appearing themselves, being all kind to me, trying to appear all warm, I saw them in the spirit, and they're an alligator. Right. So again, spiritual bullies are people who have an issue with you. They don't like you, right? Let's just say it like that. They don't like you. But they want that proximity to you because what's there to not like? Everything about you is pretty much amazing. You're a great person. And that's why they don't like you. They don't like you because you're good, not because you're bad. They don't like you because you're good. That's why they don't like you. And they can't physically put their hands on you. They can't physically, give you, dysfunction or cause bad things. They can't, but they can spiritually do it and watch you suffer and sit and cry with you knowing that they are the person causing the tears. So this is why you got to ask God to reveal people to you so you don't have a devil walking in and out of your house. You have to tell God, who is this person? What is their agenda with me? What do they feel about me? Are they for me? Before you allow them to just be a part of your life. A lot of you guys, your life started going down when you started to be friends with that woman that you know is secretly envious of you and your family. Your life started going down when you stayed connected to an uncle that can't stand you and you know he can't. Okay? Your life started going down when you knew your baby daddy or your ex-husband was jealous of you. You knew the whole time. Before you even got married, you knew. But you went through with it anyways. And now that you guys are no longer together spiritually, this man is making sure that you never get a happy relationship in your entire life. That's what he's doing. And you don't even know it. Because it's spiritual. You can't see it. You can't see it. And that's why they do it. They can get away with it. This is very popular in island families. I had a family member of mine that I stopped talking to. And I stopped talking to this family member because I knew they were my enemy. They didn't appear as my enemy, but in the spirit, I knew they were. But they didn't know that I knew they were. So even when they tried to push themselves to have a relationship with me, I said, I'll pass. I know you're not for me, so I'd rather not waste my time. And then I had a dream about this family member, and I spoke to my family close to me, and I said, you got to be careful with that one. And they said, what do you mean? Why do I got to be careful with that one? I said, because they're messing around in necromancy. Be careful with them. They said, necromancy? Why would you say that they're involved in necromancy? I'm like, because I saw it in my dream. And not only that, they are very envious and they're throwing rocks in people's paths. In the family, they're throwing rocks. You know, island families, there's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of envy. You know, only one person is allowed to be successful and happy in island families. So, you know, they do a lot of spiritual bullying where you don't know that they're the reason why your kids aren't getting anywhere. Like, they are the reason. And I said, this person is also very envious. And it looks like she doesn't want anyone else in the family to surpass her. So because of that, she is just messing around in things that she shouldn't be messing around with to cause people to stay where they're at. And I saw that. I saw her in the spirit. I saw her in my dream. But she doesn't know that I saw her. Because, again, it's spiritual bullying. You know, these people want to get away with doing these things because they know you're not going to see them. But they don't understand that some of us are covered by God. And we are children of the light. And we do go to bed at night and see things in our dreams. And God gives us messages. They don't know that. And then I had a dream of this person again. And in my dream, they stunk up the whole area. They smelled awful. I mean, they smelled like a rat that's been on the road for weeks. And I'm like, ooh, they stink. When I woke up, I said, oh my God, they stink. And then it dawned on me again, oh, they're getting more and more corrupted. That's why they smell so bad spiritually. So, listen, seriously though, the more you ascend, the more you have understanding of what's going on around you. There's something called spiritual bullying. Okay. There are many different definitions to this. Many people have different viewpoints, opinions. Listen, spiritual bullying is one of the most detrimental and awful thing that somebody can do to anyone. Spiritual bullying is very popular in island cultures. I'm an island girl, so I had the front row seat to what that looks like. And I'll tell you right now, it's not very pretty. Basically, let me give you an example of what my definition of spiritual bullying is. Okay? Let's do it. Spiritual bullying comes from people who are cowards, right? Very hateful people who are cowards. And they're not going to directly bully you, but they're going to spiritually bully you because they're cowards, right? So let's say a girl or a woman is a ballerina, right? She works for Alvin Ailey. She goes on tour with a huge, popular, famous ballerina team, and she's best friends with a woman. And that woman, let's say, is probably envious of the fact that she's, a ballerina with Alvin Ailey. If you guys have never heard of Alvin Ailey, they're a huge ballet dance company in New York City. Very expensive to even get on with them. But anyways, let's say she's jealous that her friend is a ballerina for Alvin Ailey. And she decides to either do it herself, or go somewhere to cause a knee injury to her friend. Now, a week before going on tour, her friend gets in an accident, hurts her knee. Now she can no longer go on tour and dance with Alvin Ailey. And then the same friend comes to visit her at home and, helps her wrap her knee, and tells her, hey, can I clean? Because I know you can't really walk. I'm so sorry. Brings her cake, flowers, and chocolate-covered coated strawberries. And yeah, that's a bully. Okay? You are the reason why she could not go on tour. So does that make sense? Spiritual bullying kind of walks hand in hand with evil eye. Okay? It's like the person is not going to physically do anything to you, meaning they're not going to put hands on you, right? But they will conjure up things to affect you, and you will not know it's them. So they get the freedom of watching your life fall apart while still remaining connected to you. That is a spiritual bully. There are people who are manipulating the outcomes of your life while smiling in your face. That's a spiritual bully. And these people are out there, and you're not going to know, again, unless you have intuition and discernment, you will not know who the spiritual bully is. It can be anyone. It can be your ex-boyfriend. Sorry to break it to you, ladies, but a lot of the crap and turmoil you're going through in your life, sometimes your ex did that. Whether it's an ex-husband or an ex-boyfriend or an ex-abuser that you were in a relationship with and you escaped, yeah, they're spiritually bullying you behind the scenes, making sure you can't get a job, making sure you are unhappy, making sure you can't lose weight, whatever it is that they're working on. It's called spiritual bullying. And this is something that human beings engage in a lot because a lot of people are cowards, They don't know how to just move on. They have to manipulate your life in some way without you having any trace of it. Okay? So you guys may be asking, well, what are some other examples of spiritual bullying? Well, I'm going to tell you. My grandmother in the islands, she had a spiritual bully on her hands. And guess who that spiritual bully was? Yes. My grandmother had a spiritual bully in the islands years and years and years ago. And the spiritual bully was her aunt. How did they know that? I'm going to tell you right now. So my grandmother had this issue where she would get pregnant. But for some reason, her labors would take a really long time. Like days, weeks. She knew that wasn't normal. And her husband was getting frustrated that kept happening. My grandmother kept telling my grandfather, something's wrong. My grandfather said, this is happening too often. We're going to get to the bottom of this. They sought out some spiritual help from a spiritual helper, pastor, whatever you call it. And they said, your aunt is doing this to you. My grandmother almost passed out because this aunt was someone who was loving her, like would give her nicknames, would bring her food, would shower her, was even giving her baths while she was pregnant, like literally so supportive and everything. And this is what she was doing on the spiritual plane. My grandmother was in utter shock and could not believe that her aunt was responsible for her awful labor. Not one, more than one. This person kept doing it. So I know this may sound a little bit strange to you guys. Like, what the hell is she talking about? People don't have the power to manipulate. Yes, they do. I personally keep my grass cut low. So spiritual bullying is not something that someone can do to me